Hi there, Claire here, CEO of Know Your Team, software and training that gives you everything you need to become a better leader. And I'm back with another manager tip, this time on something that's been pretty timely for me. I've been thinking about this question of how do you create a sense of urgency in your team without also demoralizing them. And this is something that's been top of mind for me just because we've got a lot going on here at Know Your Team. There's so many projects, there's a lot that we want to do, and it's exciting for me, but I also realize that oftentimes for us as leaders, when we are saying, oh, this is important, this has to get done, here's the deadline, here's when this has to happen, that this sense of, ooh, it's gotta all happen all at once, I think can really drain our teams as well in the long run. And I'm sure this is something that's been top of mind for you as well. And so I think for us as leaders, it's this interesting challenge of reconciling the fact that there are things that need to get done. There's absolutely a sense of urgency that you personally feel as a leader. And it's tough to figure out how do you translate that in a productive rather than detrimental way. And so to answer this, it really comes down to first and foremost realizing, well, why do we even want to create this sense of urgency in the first place? And for most of us as leaders, the reason we have this sense of urgency is not just because we enjoy, quote unquote, cracking the whip or just setting deadlines arbitrarily, but there's real importance and value in something happening at a certain time, at a certain level of quality. And so once we realize what is really at stake for ourselves and for our team, what we have to then understand is, well, if our team doesn't have that same level of urgency, is it because we haven't made clear what's really at stake? We haven't shared the historical context. We haven't shared how this fits into the rest of priorities. And because when we make that picture clear, and trust me, this takes time to sit down and share this with folks, to have the meetings, to articulate this in writing. But it's something that is so critical if we actually want people to understand why something is urgent rather than just saying this is urgent or this needs to happen by a certain time. So really ask yourself, have I made clear enough what is really at stake? And the way to frame that is not just sort of a fear-based, right? And to say, oh, well, we're going to go out of business or we're going to lose all our customers, or, you're going to lose your job, right? That's not particularly helpful either, which leads me to the second thing that you want to do when you think about wanting to create a sense of urgency without demoralizing your team, is that what's at stake has to productively and energetically connect to what it is that the person themselves cares about. And it has to be connected in a way that's not a threat or a feeling of being put in a corner, but to talk about the possibility of what could be. And so if this is successful, how and why should this person get excited about it in their own personal perspective of what they care about and what they're motivated by? Maybe it's around their personal growth. Maybe it's around how much this urgent thing is actually going to impact customers, which is what this person cares about. When we start to actually connect the thing that we feel like needs to get done so badly with, in fact, what our team truly cares about, then all of a sudden we don't risk demotivating folks, because what we've done is made it clear why it is that they should even really care and be into this in the first place. So as you think about creating a sense of urgency in your team, do make sure that you're making it extraordinarily clear what's at stake, what's on the table, why is this even urgent to begin with. Spend the time doing that, and then make sure to connect it in a way that shows, well, if this is successful, how this actually positively impacts and is connected to what your team members actually care about. So I look forward to having you give these a shot. Of course, is it a silver bullet? Of course not. This stuff takes time, but I'm hoping it gives you at least an initial framework for thinking about how to communicate urgency other than just saying, do this ASAP, this has to happen. I so appreciate you taking the time to take this in and be open to hearing this, and look forward to having you join me for another future manager tip.